With the Guardians.
Yeah.
I know they lost yesterday, but Travis Kelce's now a minority owner. He has bought a stake in the Cleveland Guardians, becoming just the latest pro athlete to do so, joining the Blitzer Group, which is taking over here.
Right. Well, I mean, you can't say joining the Blitzer Group. The Blitzer Group are a minority owner, but they have a legitimate stake. I'm sure Travis Kelce doesn't have a legitimate stake.
Until I see the official numbers, he is
I
now
don't
a
know.
minority
He
owner.
probably has like
the
less than a 1% share. It's cool that he wants to do that. We all love Travis Kelce. To me, it's a non-story. He has nothing to do with the team, but that's cool that he did that. In terms of the team, obviously the last 2 days have been ugly, but overall they're playing great baseball for the last few weeks. I said right before I was out of here for a while that Travis Bazzana should be in the leadoff spot, and he's been up there and he's been doing a great job. And the upside of this offense is as high as it's been in a while. I still think they need one more bat at some point this year, but I like where they're at. Travis Bazzana is playing very well. I think he's hitting 4 straight here. The OPS is well over 800. He's been tremendous since coming up. Joey Cantillo is really struggling right now. He did not pitch well yesterday, and there's some alarming numbers. His walk rate is really through the roof lately, so he's got some things to work on. But I'm not going to get caught up in these last 2 games. They're playing. They had won what? 8 in a row, or 9 in a row, or 9 of 10. I can't remember exactly what it was.
They were 9-1 and 10.
Yeah, right.
So but 11 of 12 or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, so before these last 2, I think they had won like 12 of 14. Some ridiculous streaks. So they're playing really well. The division stinks. I think the White Sox are in second at 500. Yeah, there you go. Right. The rest of this division's terrible. I mean, the Tigers. The Tigers must have the worst record in baseball since September of last year.
Yeah.
Right? Because they completely collapsed at the end of last year. Mm-hmm. I know they'll get Scooble back at some point. But
they have the second worst record in the majors this year, plus their epic collapse at the end of last year.
Who's got a worse record?
The Rockies are 1 game behind.
Yeah, I mean, when you're competing with the Rockies for the worst record in baseball, I'm really happy overall, despite the last 2 games where the Guardians are at.
I'm kind of a little concerned. I'm concerned about the pitching a little bit. Tanner Bobby got smacked around pretty good the other day. Yeah. Now, he had a good start prior to that.
Yeah.
Cantillo has struggled.
Yeah.
Ciccone is struggled.
Yeah.
So those 3 guys, but Messick has played, some would argue he might be their best pitcher at some points in time. Him and Gavin Williams. Those 2 guys are, but I think this division is so bad that it gives them an opportunity to work through some of it, right? Like, if you would have asked me what would be the perfect, scenario. The perfect scenario for me was DeLauder was still here because he started off hot and then he went through a little lull, and then it's like usually the Guardians are, hey, do we have to send him down? Do we have to? Okay, no, he's still here. Bazzana started off slow, but guess what? He's now hitting. Yeah. So you got your 2 young guys. They're looking good. You found another pitcher that came out of nowhere at Messick, and you're 7 games over 500.
Yeah.
And you're leading the
third best record in the American League.
So, I'll take it. Now, to get to the next level, to say, okay, well, what would you do? And I don't even look that far down the line. But to get them to a point where you're like, okay, when will you say, oh, they're a legitimate contender? I need 2 of them. I need Bobby to turn back into Bobby. Yeah. And I need one more guy to Cantillo or whatever it's going to be, a Ciccone, to get on. But if they get the pitching back to where it's respectable, where you got 3 dudes in the rotation, I like it. But, I'll take it right now, Dustin.
Yeah, 7 games over 500. The division stinks. I mean, it's early, but it seems like they're going to win this division and be a playoff team again. And I don't know that I had that expectation prior to the season. Sort of thought they'd be around 500. Thought other teams would be, near the top of the division. I mean, the Tigers have taken a dump over the last year, essentially. And with the uncertainty of Scooble, I mean, you don't know what's going on with that situation. So I think you got to be optimistic about this Guardians team, especially with some of these young sluggers coming up and making some waves with this offense. That's nice to see. The pitching's a little concerning. I think the bullpen's been a strength, but this Parker Messick dude is a baller, man.
Listen, I think we just got to change our expectations for Tanner Bybee. I think people thought he would be an ace. He's not an ace. He's a mid-rotation starter. There's some inconsistency. I'm not really worried about him. I think he's fine as a third, fourth starter. And Cantillo's going through it right now, but I think he'll straighten up. And the top of the rotation is excellent with Messick and Williams. And if you look at it, who's got a great rotation? I mean, the Yankees' rotation is looking really good right now. Tampa always does it with smoke and mirrors. Like, it's unbelievable. Every year people want to write off the Guardians, the Rays, and the Brewers. Those three teams. Every year nobody picks them. Everybody was picking the Cubs to win the division, and they still might in the NL Central. And I kept saying I picked the Brewers to win the division when everybody else was picking my team, the Cubs. And we're a long way from the end of the season. But the Brewers are in first place again. They do it. They just find a way. The Rays, the Guardians, those three organizations with similar payroll numbers always are in the mix. But I love the way the Guardians are playing sans the last 2 days. I'm very optimistic about this team. Talk more about it later.